Hey, YouTube family and friends. It is Good Friday. It is Friday, March 29th. I am back with another video. I just want to share with you guys how just truly amazing our Father is. God is so good. He's so strategic. And he looks out for his children. So quick story. I God has been letting me know, okay, it's time to get yourself out there as far as your business. And so I if you know me, I am the most antisocial person that there is. I'm an introvert with extrovert tendencies. So when God tells me I've got to take steps to put myself out there, um, that made me really nervous. But he was like, I'm with you. I am with you. Remember my word. I will never leave you, nor will I forsake you. And so my thing to God has been, God, I trust you so much. I trust you more than I trust myself. So if you're telling me to do this, as nervous as I am, I'm going to go ahead and do it. So what he had me do was he had me take off today from my regular job. And he had me, so over the past months, I've been purchasing things for my business to give away to different companies, like mugs and of course business cards and pins, calendars, things like that, right? So I put together these swag bags yesterday. He also had me this week put together a letter of introduction introducing myself. This was God's idea, not mine, that I worked on. And in each of these bags contain, the same things, a mug with my business name, cards, some chocolates, some pins, calendar, and this letter of introduction. And so God was like, I want you to go to 4 different companies this morning and introduce yourself. And I'm like, man. So I said, all right, God, help me choose these companies. So I did a Google search and boom, I found the first 4. And so in going to the first one, it was an office building that had multiple companies within it. So there was one company that I was going to, but when I walked in, I noticed a similar company. And I'm like, okay, so let me run in this company, introduce myself, introduce, my business, and, just kind of offer ways how I can help. And the lady at the desk was so helpful. She gave me information and she said, this is how we do it. I'm going to shoot you an email. Be sure to fill out that email and you should hear something. Cool. So I leave that place. I go grab another swag bag and go into the other place. In this place, people were super nice, did the same introduction, did the same spiel. And so now I'm like, okay, I had 4 places. Well, let me run to this other place. And when I ran to the other place that was just down the street from these 2 places, remember one was not even on my list. I ran down the street to this other place and they weren't open, but there was a no soliciting sign, which I'd be soliciting. But then there was this whole spiel about if you're sick and due to, COVID and everything. So very strict company. And God was like, go to the next place. And so the next place was not too far from that place. And I went in, boom, again, gave my spiel. I felt a little like, they were like, yeah, okay. But that was fine. I was prepared. I was prepared in my spirit for that. I still want to leave you guys, my swag bag with my card and, my pins. And if you ever need, my services, please feel free to reach out to me. Boom. This last place was a little closer to home. And I did that. And actually, I'm going to say the Holy Spirit did that strategically. I'm like, all right, I'm going to stop at this last place that's close to my home. And I'm going to run up in there. pulled in another company, and this place kind of set on the bottom, like they were in the lower level. And so I went in and I introduced myself, did my usual spiel. And as I'm talking to one person, another person comes out and they're engaging with me, right? And we're kicking it, different from the other places. And I don't know. So I just feel really like God is doing something. God is definitely doing something. So I'm excited. Leaving that last place had me so excited, had me so super excited. So I can't wait to see what God is planning to do with the business that he gifted me. So I'm saying all that to say, and I'm speaking fast because I got something else I got to get into, but I'm saying all that to say, if God is putting something on your heart, if he's giving you strategy, trust him. Even if you're like me and God, I really don't want to, I really don't want to go into these places and, introduce myself. And God is like, get over yourself. I am with you. I've placed such a boldness in you. You got this. So please believe you have it. So if God is giving you instruction, follow his instructions. Trust him. Trust him, because he's not going to lead you astray. And there's blessings in trusting him. So let me move on to my next topic, which a lot of us see what is going on in this world, what is going on in the United States, what has just happened, primarily this week, with that ship. And you don't have to, yes, please be in your word, but you don't have to be so deep and so caught up that you can't see what's happening in this world. So it's interesting, when I was watching the news and I saw the footage of the ship, and then they said the name of the bridge that collapsed, and it's the name of the person who wrote the Star Spangled Banner. Right away in my spirit, I felt, uh-oh. And God had given me a word that he hasn't okayed me to release it yet, but when he does, I will be obedient. I will release that word. But you guys, we have to get into a posture where we're keeping our eyes on God, because a lot of things are happening. A lot of things are distracting us from God, and our peace is going to be disrupted. God says in his word that if you keep your eyes stayed on me, I will keep you in perfect peace. And we got to get to that place where no matter what's going, it's a lot going on, and it's a lot more that's going to occur, but we got to keep our eyes on God. And so I share with my family quite a bit. And I come off a lot of times, especially to, I would say, my older family members, like my mom and my dad, as kind of super hyper, like, y'all, we need to be paying attention to this, And I think they think, it's coming from a place of worry. And I'm saying, no, it's not worry, you know what I'm saying? But we need to be paying attention to what God is doing in this earth, and we need to be praying, and we need to be fasting. And so when I was sharing with my my family member, because there was an urgency in my spirit, and my family member was just like, oh, you gotta relax, and everything is gonna be okay, which I believe, but we can't be so oblivious to where we're caught off guard when God is saying, I'm bringing judgment to this place. Judgment is here. My wrath is upon this place, So us as believers, we've got to get into Psalms 91, We've got to dwell in the secret place. We've got to abide in him. That's where our protection lies. And so I felt some type of way speaking to my family member, and just kind of not really being brushed off, but just like, like I was kind of I don't want to use the word overreacting. But I was just in the state of worry, which I wasn't, I was sounding the alarm. And so if you feel in your spirit that something is on the horizon, that something is about to happen, that we need to get into a stance and we need to warn the people, this is what God gave me the very next day. Because I was seriously like, am I worried? I don't feel like I'm worried. I feel like I'm sounding the alarm and just people are not getting it, right? So if you feel that way, I got something for you. Ezekiel 33. And I'm going to start at the 6th verse. I really want to hit the 7th, but I want to start at the 6th verse. But if the watchman sees, again, this is Ezekiel 33, verse 6. But if the watchman sees the sword coming and does not blow the trumpet to warn the people, and the sword comes and takes someone's life, that person's life will be taken because of their sin, but I will hold the watchman accountable for their blood. The 7th verse reads, Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the people of Israel. So hear the word I speak and give them warning from me. When I say to the wicked, you wicked person, you will surely die, and you do not speak out to dissuade them from their ways that wicked person will die for their sin, and I will hold you accountable for their blood. But if you do warn the wicked person to turn from their ways, and they do not do so, they will die for their sin, though you yourself will be saved. So that was Ezekiel 33. I read verses 6 through 9. So God has called us to be watchmen. If you got that feeling in you and you're like, I gotta warn people, I gotta sound the alarm, you feel like you gotta sound the alarm, you are called to be a watchman. Don't be dissuaded. Don't let people knock you off of what God has called you to do. Sound the alarm, and if they listen, they listen. If they don't, it's on them. So be blessed, you guys. Happy Good Friday. I pray that you guys have a blessed resurrection weekend. And as always, as God gives me more, I will be back on to share. Love you all with the love of Christ. Bye.